Hello everyone and welcome back. In our previous video, we explored what happens when you type a prompt into an AI powered application. Today, we are going to dive into AI agents, what they are and what they do. Let us revisit the flow. When you type something into an AI application, that input is called a prompt. The prompt is sent to the model which processes it and return a response. However, this response is usually just a set of instructions. The model itself does not execute tasks or make decisions based on those instructions. That's where an AI agent comes in. An AI agent is a piece of software designed to interpret the instruction provided by the model and make decisions accordingly. If needed, it can even communicate back with the model to determine the next step or actions. AI agents have the capability like memory and decision making, allowing them to perform tasks on behalf of the user. In short, they bridge the gap between the model's output and a real-world execution. Let us understand this with an example. Imagine this scenario. A customer wants to order a coffee using an AI-powered chat application. The customer simply types a prompt saying, I want to order a coffee. This prompt is sent to the large language model, which processes the request and generate a clear set of instructions. These instructions are then passed to an AI agent. The agent interprets the instruction and communicates with a third-party vendor to place the coffee order. If the AI agent encounters a situation where it needs additional guidance to proceed, it can reach back to the LLM for the next set of action or steps. Let us pause our discussion for a moment and understand how vendors enable consumers to order a coffee online. The simplest way for a third-party vendor to allow customers to place orders is by exposing APIs. Each vendor provides its own API, which consumer can use it to submit the order request. However, these APIs often differ in structure, both in the way requests are made and in the format of the responses returned. An AI agent can call this API to place an order. Now that we understand, an agent can use the APIs exposed by a third-party vendor to place a coffee order. The next question is, how does the agent know which APIs are available, what the request structure looks like, what the response format is, and how to invoke them? This is where the concept of MCP or Model Context Protocol comes into play. Model Context Protocol is a standardized framework developed by Anthropic that allows AI model to seamlessly connect with external tools and data sources without the need for custom integration for each platform. This means AI applications like Claude or ChatGPT can easily access data, tools, and workflow to retrieve key information and perform tasks efficiently. The MCP architecture is built around three core components: MCP host, MCP client, and MCP server. Let us take a closer look at the MCP host. A MCP host is a AI integrated application that coordinates and manages one or more MCP clients. Example includes Claude Desktop, Cursor IDE, and etc. Now let us look at the MCP client and server. MCP client is a component that maintains a connection to an MCP server. It obtains context from an MCP server for the MCP host. It also converts the user request into structured MCP messages that server can process. A MCP server is a program that acts as an orchestration layer for managing context, tools, and task flow in AI application. It exposes specific capabilities such as data access and tool calls to AI agent through MCP protocol. The MCP server is built on three key components. The first is tools. These are the active functions that LLM can call whenever needed. Tools can perform tasks like writing to a database, calling external APIs, or triggering other custom logic. The second component is resources. These are passive, read-only data sources that provide context to the LLM. For example, resources can be content of a file, database schema, or API documentation. Finally, we have prompts. These are pre-built instruction template that guide the model on how to work with specific tool and resources. Together, these three building blocks enable the MCP server to deliver powerful, context-aware functionality. Now, let us revisit our flow once again. For the agent to communicate with the APIs exposed by the third-party vendors, the layer that enables this interaction is the MCP server. The MCP server stores all the necessary information about these APIs in the form of tools and resources, and it has the capability to invoke them. In this process, the agent sends a request to the MCP server, which then calls the appropriate API and returns the response back to the agent. From there, the agent can either consult the LLM for further action or deliver the response directly to the consumer. To find the list of existing MCP servers available in the market, simply visit the specified Git repository. Once you are there, navigate to the documentation section. In this section, you will find a comprehensive list of all the MCP server that has been released so far. So there is an MCP server for Grafana. There is an MCP server for Playwright. So in this manner, the agent flow works. That's all for this video and thanks for watching.